Hi guys, Stu Hill here with CHEM.digital. Today we're looking at my top tips for Facebook and Instagram social media account management for real estate agents. So social media is obviously an essential part of any real estate agent's marketing strategy these days. Real estate sales in itself is a pretty visual medium, in that the demand of your client when they're coming to your website or when they're looking online at properties, they're looking for the aesthetics, they're looking for pictures, they're looking for videos, etc. So social media is a good channel as far as how to convey those, and Facebook and Instagram work hand in hand. So while the two platforms are quite vastly different in as far as the audience goes, the two do work well together. So we'll dive in here to my top social media tips for real estate agents. I think the first one would be you don't need a business account on either of the platforms. However, it does make a difference. So you do get the difference between a business and a hobby, let's say, would be your ability to analyze and quantify the results that you're getting out of it. With an Instagram business account, you get access to analytics. You can see the engagement for each of your posts and how people are responding to them, and that'll give you a measurement of sort of what's doing well and the reach of what kind of topic. That way you can focus your content around what's working for you. On the Facebook side of things, you can have up to 5,000 friends on Facebook. Once you exceed that, you have to start deleting some people. With a business page on Facebook, you don't have any limit in that regard. And again, you get the analytics side of things. However, I would say importantly for both of them, and since the ads run from Facebook, you must have a business account in order to boost any posts or run any ads on either Facebook or Instagram for your real estate business. So it is important that you probably have a business account. It's certainly, well, we would recommend the two then tie together nicely, and you can create a campaign out of it. Speaking of analytics, segues nicely into my second top tip, which would be to choose 3 topics max and try and post around those. So if you do a house of the week, if you focus on on a meme topic, some comedy in there, and if you do some sort of market report or new listing or something like that, then just try and stick to 3 topics and be consistent. Success in social media marketing is all about being consistent, and it's that over quantity. Consistency as well, that follows through to your brand and the brand aesthetic. So if you notice different types of Instagram or Facebook accounts, they typically while they're posting on streamlined topics, which that kind of brings you your audience, but if you have the aesthetic, such as some people have like little frames around each one of their pictures on Instagram, or they do something of a different shape, or everything's of a certain color, or with a certain sort of filter over the top of it, that makes your account stand out and helps you build that brand and make it recognizable. So when they see one of your posts which sort of carries that brand aesthetic, then they don't even need to look to see the name on the account. They can tell that it's yours. So certainly work on that and keep the level of consistency there. Notice the keyword consistency going all the way through this video. To gain exposure, which would be kind of the other component of your analytics, so you'll have engagement, but you also want to look at reach as well. So certainly using hashtags that are appropriate to your farming area, so like the community name, the other sort of areas that you can tag in there. Tagging local businesses as well works really well. If you tag a local business, then you'll show up on their tagged page. So it's, anything local, specifically if you can related to community events, that's a good place for that sort of content. And consistency, my fifth and final tip for today, which I've run through all the previous four. Consistency, not frequency, matters the most. So if you post your account 3 times a week consistently, that's a lot better than posting every day. Now, some of the meme accounts, the guys that get have 250,000 followers, and they specialize in funny real estate content for you guys. Their feedback is always, you have to keep posting in order to get the reach. So if you stop posting for a while, that's kind of death to your account. Some even recommend that if you do lose that level of consistency for a certain amount of time, it's almost better to just start a brand new account than it is to try and revive one that's been inconsistent. So if you've done kind of a crappy job with your social media to date, it might just be better off starting from scratch on the account rather than worrying about old content. You can introduce the account as a new one. It doesn't need to be. It can be in a particular niche, so you don't necessarily need to trash the old account, but there's ways around that. But certainly, being consistent, set yourself a target. I do offer a monthly social media calendar of things that you can post about on a regular basis, but you're much better off posting a couple times a week to your real estate social media accounts than just haphazardly. Your post will not get the reach. And people, if they like your content, they're gonna want to see it. So if you haven't posted, there's a couple of guys I know that I'm like, oh man, that guy's so funny, but I don't know what, he used to do stories, he used to do this, then he got busy and stopped all of that, and it's like then it'll come back. I'm like, okay, wicked, that's great, he came back, and then some level of inconsistency there where he stops again. It's kind of a bit of a bummer. I have to actively go and search for his account I'm not going to name names, but I have to actively go and search for his account, and I will find that he's done more content, but because he's lacked the consistency there, I didn't get the reach, which this guy's got 250,000 followers. So it's interesting how that works. If you have any questions about managing your real estate social media accounts, or if you want any more tips or hints or anything like that, please feel free to schedule a consultation with my team. You will find, if you're on the blog post below me, a consultation form. If you're on YouTube, I have placed a link to the blog post and a link to our consulting page. So any questions, do please let me know. You can also use the comments for that. Good luck with your social media, and we will look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.